thought stripping wire was going to be a good winter project, but when it's this cold, this wire is so stiff. It really needs to be warm and soft to kind of do it right. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I don't know if I can heat my garage up enough to get this stuff warmed up, but we'll see. Happy Sunday night to you all. I'm coming to you after my beloved Detroit Lions won their game. So they are going to the championship game out in San Fran. So I'm super pumped about it. I've got a little work to do here to clean up, but since I took a bunch of stuff downstairs to put on my specials rack, I kind of reorganized stuff. All of these used to be over here. I moved that all down. I tend to get a lot of camera footage right here because this is where I do my work, and so why not have something decent to look at rather than some ugly M&M bins. This is a Silver Eagle. 1986 Silver Eagle, and I love the toning on this thing. And I'm keeping it out here so that it just keeps toning naturally, which I'm good with. I'll keep that right there. Got a little sweeping up to do, but there's one thing I got to do I want to show you, which is going to kick me off into this next project here. I did some shoveling of snow today out on my back deck and around the deck. I'll show you a picture of that, but I only did a little bit. And even that little bit, I pulled a hammy. Okay, so we're gonna turn on this heater right here, let it get warmed up. And we got this box of wire, and we got a bunch of wire on the top of the shelf too. Let's see if we can get this warmed up to the point where we can run it through the stripper and do something good with it. Nice and warm in there. And it's electric heat rather than sucking on propane fumes all the time. Not as warm as it could be in there, but it's good enough. Try some of these small pieces here. Bear Bright. Bear Bright is where it's at. Oh, yeah, the ground wire was taken out of this one already. The electrician's way ahead of me. Beautiful Bear Bright right there. Yeah, watching that Lions game, I got a big headache from cheering so loud. And now I'm all excited, so I figure I'd come out here and burn off some energy doing this kind of work. Don't really have a good place to put this stuff. Just throw it on the floor, I guess. Yeah, so now Detroit goes to San Francisco. That's going to be a tough game. I mean, they're as good as they can come. People kept asking the question, are you satisfied with the season? Some people thought that, like, the fact that they had made it to the playoffs was good enough. And some people were good enough with winning last week. And considering they were playing Tampa Bay, I said I'd be happy. They would have fulfilled my requirements or my hopes if they won today. So it would definitely be a bummer if they lost to San Fran next week, considering you win that one, you're in the Super Bowl, which I don't think anybody thought Detroit would ever be saying that. Anybody who's a football fan out there knows that however many years ago, Detroit went 0-16. And the 16th game that they lost was in Green Bay, and I was at that game. I saw their last 16th and final loss of the season. And it was as spectacularly gross as you can imagine. Okay, so we're gonna get some good stuff out of those. You know, for those of us that have been Lions fans our whole life, I mean, you could imagine that none of these fans have had the opportunity to buy an NFC champion shirt or similar, depending on what city that you're in our lifetime. I mean, I'm 55. I think they won a playoff game in 1991, but I don't think they won the NFC North that year. So yeah, so when they won the NFC North, I spent $200 on shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff, because hey man, who knows if I'll ever get that chance again. I'm proud of how those guys have played this year. How their coach, Dan Campbell, is an absolute stud. You know, these guys would run through a burning building for him. I'm not sure you could do a better job of coaching, at least from the psychological side of things, when your players are that fond of you. So yeah, it's just been an awesome year, and I hope it continues. Man, if they could somehow beat San Fran next week and go to the Super Bowl, I'll be out of my mind. Maybe we should put a, yeah, this will be good. Like, you guys tell me what I should do if Detroit wins next week and goes to the Super Bowl. What should I have to do? And I will choose which one I want to do. I don't trust you guys. Make me run through my neighborhood naked or something and then get me arrested. Oh, what a freak show that would be anyway. Now this wire is nice and warm. But man, really discolored. Wonder what happened here, if it caught on fire. Man, there's copper in there somewhere, but this is such old wire. I wonder even what it came out of. Looks like it's been around since the 50s or something. see, this is the ground wire in this old thing. It's kind of brownish, darker brown rather than copper red color. So that isn't even number 1 copper probably. I think that's number 2 because it has some junk on it. Curious about this. I'm just going to open this one right now. If I were to guess, I would say this is not going to be bare bright in here either. Probably going to be discolored. Yeah. This blade is not very sharp. I got this blade sharpener and am I doing this right? Something doesn't seem right. There we go. That thing works really good. We'll see how it does here. Yeah, nice. So Sunday night, what are you guys doing tonight, or what did you do by the time you see this? Is this a night where you do a lot, or do you just lounge around? You got family coming over, make a big meal? My wife wanted me to make a pizza, so that's what we had for dinner. We have a gas station / convenience store here in Wisconsin called Quick Trip. Probably some of you are familiar with it. And, they have some decent pizza there, so we had some of their pizza. Okay, let me try to situate some stuff here. Go to the next phase. Yeah, man, it's so cold. I can't do any, I can't really do any melting. I mean, I could do melting, but it just would be miserable. And I don't like being miserable. So I'm trying to do other projects. You guys saw my new shelf that I put in downstairs that has all my special items on it. I had mentioned to you that I needed to put my locks. I got some locks that the Army National Guard had thrown away in a dumpster. So those are pretty cool. Okay, wow. It's really weird because this ground wire that has the cardboard on it, the cardboard is wet. Why would it be wet? It's been in here. If you look at the prices for number 1 versus number 2, I mean, there's hardly a difference. It's not even worth getting too worked up over. Yeah, wet, damp. I don't get it, man. No reason for that. Okay, got some bare right there. Take it. Almost seemed like it was a little tight. Make that adjustment, see what it does. Didn't cut it all the way. There we go. Boy, that is some thick copper right there. Let's make a noise. I think I've said it before, but man, I enjoy a sit-down job every once in a while. Just feel like you're making good money with this air brake, and you're not having to completely bust your tail doing it. Typically, you busted your tail before you're at this point to get it in the first place. Still not cutting all the way. These look the same, but they're not. Some are thicker. That's cutting all the way right there. This is going to cut all the way. I'm trying to get all these thicker ones first and then tighten it down a little bit. And we got some bigger stuff in this box that I'm going to be doing. By the way, I'll show you my window over here. This is what happens when it's freezing cold outside and you're heating the inside of your garage. That's just frozen shut and thick. Check that guy out. It's a good channel. Scrapping with G. Maybe that's what I'm going to just call it. Scrapping with G. Grandpa in the house. Oh yeah, it's cutting good. Like a perforated edge. The problem is you go too deep, it's gonna end up being a mess. By the way, all this number 2 copper, I'm gonna melt it into number 1. That's so pretty, and that would be number 2. I'm not good with that until I melt it. Look at that. Oh. I got some big pieces of that coming right now. Oh. Won't go through. Oh, that shredded it. Needles galore right there. That is needles. is just razor sharp, man. I had this stuff all warm at one time and now it got cold again. I was able to get the garage up to 46 degrees. I'm gonna have to go in pretty soon though, because you can see my breath getting cold again. Tell you what though, it's nice to peel off some of these big pieces though. That's very close to being bare bright. These individual threads are not quite the size of a pencil lead, so that still makes it number 2. But it's gonna melt amazingly well in my forge. I'm not gonna get one bloody ounce of slag. It's as clean as you'll get. This is a little bigger. This was a struggle. That's not cutting. There we go. that's so nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go in and sit by the fire, watch the second half of the Bills game, and hope that the Bills beat Kansas City. And maybe, if there is a God, State Farm will stop showing Patrick Mahomes on all their commercials. I am purposely not going to use State Farm just because of the bazillion commercials that they're doing with that guy. Screw him. The wire only gets thicker from here.